Welcome to the Nostalgia Film Society. I love movies, TV shows, good movies, bad movies, everything in between. But there's always that certain movie or TV show that has, some sentimental feeling. If you see it on TV or someone even, mentions it, it brings back memories. I never watched Goosebumps growing up. I was terrified. It always gave me, nightmares, even just thinking about it. I stayed away from anything horror related. I was terrified. But now that I'm older, I'm trying to be brave and watch some of them. So today I'm watching Goosebumps Season 2, Episode 6. You can check out my reaction to Goosebumps Season 1 on my Real Reviews with Jen YouTube channel. I have some of the books, but I haven't read any of the books, so let me know in the comments how true it is to the books. I definitely feel like some episodes are better than others, but I feel like that's true for any TV show that you watch. But for this being, targeted towards kids, I feel like it was a decent show, and this season has had a few good episodes so far, so I'm curious to see where the rest of the season is going to go. But thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. Narnia? What do we got going on here? Something's knocking from inside the cupboard.
What are you doing here?
Nothing much. Guess you two want to be alone.
This kid looks familiar.
Left-handers rule.
I feel like he was in like the Air Bud movies. I saw a name in the credits that looked familiar, so yeah, let me know in the comments. I think the actor's name is Kevin. Oh, it's gonna be like Harry Potter with the mirror. Oh, shoot, disappearing act.
Left-handers rule, I know. Anyway, we don't tell anyone, okay?
Totally.
They're like, we just found this very magical, cool thing that turns you invisible, but yeah, we promise we'll keep it to ourselves. No big deal, don't you worry. But if it's not plugged in, how did the light turn on? Dun 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 dun. That's an awkward shot. Oh my god, why would anybody want that angle of him gargling mouthwash? No thank you.
Bye. This thing's magic or something, huh?
It's something.
And the way they're like distorted in the mirror too, so creepy.
We'll both pull it.
The floating flashlights, I love it.
Get into the movies for free.
Yeah, that's first thing on the list. Oh my god. Floating candles. I love all the practical effects, so it's so cool to see. Yeah, the sheets. Ghosts.
We can have a little fun before we start making rules about it. This is a major discovery. The chance of a lifetime.
It is pretty cool, not gonna lie.
As long as we tell them eventually.
But there's gotta be a catch. And that is like the same thing that turns them invisible, has the same effect. Usually it's like once they're invisible, they need to figure out how to come back.
Incredible discovery in the entire universe.
Yeah, right. That's the most incredible thing. Where are they? I thought they were only supposed to stay invisible when the light was on.
Oh, yeah, I knew there had to be a catch.
Sometimes it takes a couple seconds.
And they mentioned, they don't feeling good. Oh, slowly coming back to life.
Noah.
Guys, I know this is cool and all, but we have to be scientific about it.
Yeah.
Can't just enjoy the invisibility powers. You gotta be scientific.
Well, how else are we supposed to understand how it works? I mean, it seems like each time we do it, the longer it takes to get back.
Yeah, I feel like every time they do it, they're taking big risks, obviously.
What's the matter?
I'm not sure. I feel like I'm drifting or something.
Sounds like he's in a cave.
You pulled the cord one too many times. Yeah. Oh, and this like above angle POV shot.
I don't like this.
Turn it off. Turn it off now.
Oh! shoot! You've trapped your brother to a lifetime of invisibility!
No way. The light.
Get a stool! Come on, kid, get a chair or something.
She's not coming back.
We are gonna be in so much trouble.
Yeah, good luck explaining that one. Oh no, Max, the trauma. It's reminded me a little bit of like the Cuckoo Clock episode from the first season.
Looking at me for?
Promise, Noah.
You want it written in blood or something? I promise.
He's got his fingers crossed. Classic little brother. He's like, I promised.
Haunted or anything, is it?
Haunted. Max, you know better than that.
Oh, yep. Nobody noticed, of course.
Did you tell your father about Zach's earring?
Like, cue the floating bread roll. I'm assuming all this would have been done practically with like fishing line or something like that. I don't imagine they would have used CGI, but yeah, let me know in the comments. It's Thirsty Ghost.
Excuse me.
They're like, the disappointment, our one visible son. So rude. He's like, I'll just take my invisible brother and leave, thank you. And this organ music in the background. Oh god.
Max.
Some like alternate reality or something? Are they trapped in the mirror? Oh my god, get out of there, kid.
About it. Man, it's getting cold in here.
Party's over, Zach.
Turns them into a ghost. Yeah, they stay invisible permanently. Oh, goodbye.
Hey, elephant!
Wow! I haven't seen those graphics since 1987. Oh my god. Poor Max. He knew the dangers. And now he's gonna be trapped in this blue, weird alternate universe. It's like blue, like cellophane, you know, background. What is this? Is this future Max?
Relax, Max. It's not like you haven't seen your own reflection before.
What? Why is it talking back to him? Oh my god. How many Maxes are in the mirror?
You're hurting me! Your earring.
What about it?
It was in your left ear before.
This isn't the real one. Oh no, it's not the real Zach. Dun 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 dun. The mirror's keeping them. Well, this is very creepy. No! Getting very like Us vibes now.
Be the one to leave, Max. Please don't be a problem. Your friend gave in so easily.
Oh my god, that's so sad.
This world is the real world. Given to the cold. No cares, no worries, no feelings.
So he'll be dead?
Given to the cold, Max.
Oh my god, that's graphic.
Switching time. One by one, we will bring you here. It's good here, Max. The cold is good.
Said no one ever. Oh my god, run, Max! Your own self is trapping you. A basketball net. Is he like running through his memories? What is this, an umbrella? Oh my god, not the doll. Is he going back to like when he was born? Is he running back in time? I haven't seen the Twilight Zone, but I definitely feel like this floating door is an homage to the Twilight Zone. And all these people trapped in the picture frames. Whoa! And like the mirror. Oh no, they're all stuck.
Max?
But which Max is it now? That's the real question. With his gray hair. Oh, poor kid.
Zach, stop!
the mirror, Aaron! Break it!
Whoa! 7 years bad luck and a bunch of ghosts at the very least. Free at last! Free at last! Oh no!
What happened?
Someone just got 7 years bad luck.
Yeah, I thought it was like gray hair, but it seems to be like ice from him being so cold. Where's Noah? Oh no. Wow! I love the reverse effect. The mirror is back together.
My camera.
There's a first time for everything, Dad.
Toss me a cup there, sport.
Did he use his right hand? Oh, it's not the real Noah. It's not the real one. Dun 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 dun. And breaks the fourth wall looking to camera. Come on. He's still stuck in there. Oh my gosh. So that was my first time watching Goosebumps Season 2, Episode 6, about this mirror and this light that would turn people invisible. I definitely recognized one of the younger actors, Noah, who I believe is played by Kevin Zegers, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, who was in a bunch of Family Channel movies that I watched when I was growing up. I haven't seen anything this young, but it definitely looked like him, and I thought I saw his name in the credits. It went up pretty quickly, but I'm pretty sure that's who it is, and it's always interesting when you watch, older shows, and you're like, oh, I recognize that actor. Like Ryan Gosling was in an episode of Goosebumps from season 1. You can check out those reactions on my Real Reviews with Jen channel. And yeah, it's always interesting. You're like, oh, I think I know that person. And then seeing, where their career has gone over time. We did have both parents in this episode as well. Like I said, they don't seem to be in every episode, which I kind of like. They make it more about the kids. And, that scene where they're having dinner and Noah starts reaching for the bread and it starts floating and, drinking his milk. And I love practical effects and everything like that, and I'm going to assume, given the time, most of these were practical. So let me know in the comments if CGI was used at all or if they were all done practically. I feel like they could have easily been done practically, the floating candles and the floating sheets and, writing their name in the dust on the chair. Such great details. And I don't think, horror or even, scary movies or scary TV shows that are targeted towards kids don't have to be, over the top. And maybe it would have been a little bit gory if it came out today. I have no idea, but I like that they keep it, subtle and kind of keep the mystery more terrifying. And out of season 2, this is one of my favorite episodes that I've seen so far. It reminded me of the Cuckoo Clock episode from season 1 as well. And at first they're very excited about this power. They can be invisible and they get to do things that they normally wouldn't do and, sneak around the house. And then we obviously see that there's obviously a catch to it. And so they were getting sick and, their voice was changing. And we find out obviously that there is basically another version of them living on the other side of the mirror. And if you've seen Jordan Peele's Us, that's definitely what it reminded me of. I have a reaction video to that movie as well, but, the people who are living very different lives than the ones, outward facing. And at the end, we see Noah like, okay, why are you using your right hand? And they had made a statement early on that he's a lefty. So obviously the real Noah is in fact trapped, still behind the mirror. And there's usually a twist, and it's usually, well done. So it was interesting to have that be our twist. I was thinking, okay, if they stay invisible, they won't come back, which I guess is a version of that. They would have stayed trapped in the mirror. And how bizarre would it be, as a kid to come face to face with your own self in the mirror, but it's like not an evil version of you, but a version of you that wants to take your place basically. And it's like, no, you stay here now. I'm gonna go out there. And their friends would notice subtle differences, like Zach's earring was on the wrong side of the ear and all these little characteristics that the actual person wouldn't have. And I don't really criticize the effects, but there was that one that was just, it was not good, where he flies through the mirror the first time and, it's like the blue and it's spinning, and to me that looked pretty dated. Again, I'm not here to pick it apart, but I was like, okay, that kind of made me laugh a little bit because I was like, what is this? But again, I know it came out a while ago, and the blue wall, I don't know why they chose to go the color blue, but this like blue like cellophane, like that's the closest thing I could think of to describe the background. And which was interesting that they went with like more of like a bleak, kind of this empty space, like what would the other side of the mirror look like? And then we go through all these like what I'm assuming are memories, like all these things flying past him, and he gets to like his crib and all these things. So I thought, oh no, he's gonna go back in time somehow and like turn himself back into a baby, which is what we saw in the clock episode. But the fact that he goes through this door and sees mirrors and anything that had like a reflective surface on it, basically like picture frames and all of these things had people trapped in them. So I thought when they broke the glass, and I feel like when they broke the mirror, everybody who was trapped escaped, which I'm hoping is the case. But obviously we saw Noah was still not his true self, and then when the mirror put itself back together, obviously it's still around and is still keeping people trapped in there. So I don't know what they're gonna do. Obviously Max figured out towards the end that it's not the real Noah. How's he gonna get his brother back? I like that they leave these kind of cliffhanger endings. And when we saw Max come back through and he had this gray hair, I thought, oh, maybe he's like aged somehow, even though he looked the same. But, they kept talking about how cold they were. And when Zach came back, he had like ice and like this frost on his face, basically. And I was assuming that they would just stay invisible forever and then eventually die. And it sounds like that what was happening to Max when he was like floating above, his friends. He's like, I wasn't really anywhere. I was just kind of floating. And, he mentions these different colored lights. So I thought, okay, this mirror's trying to kill him, because it seemed like the more times they, pulled the cord, the closer they were getting to staying invisible permanently. Overall, I enjoyed it. Some of the effects, like I said, could be, updated, but overall, just a super creepy concept. And I think that's the bigger takeaway from these episodes. If you had watched this at the time as a kid, it would have been terrifying to think that there's another version of you living in your mirrors or something, or that your actual self is trapped in a picture frame or something like that. So I definitely think they always have creative concepts. I think that's the bigger takeaway is, the concept, not so much maybe how it was executed, and the acting was decent. And again, I think that's not an easy thing to achieve when you're working with child actors or, teenage actors or anything like that. But I think they did a great job. And even like they had some pretty intense, like they were fighting back and forth, and I thought that, he had passed away and, trying to get him back. Like those are bigger emotions. I was wondering how the mirror was going to be incorporated, because them just becoming, invisible didn't seem like it had enough legs. Like I was like, okay, are they gonna break into the high school and do something, or like where are we going with their invisibility powers? But it was more that their version of them was existing on the other side of the mirror. And yeah, when they became invisible, they didn't realize what was happening, obviously, and they just thought it was like a cool trick. But thank you so much for sharing on this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. They're like, we just found this very magical, cool thing that turns you invisible, but yeah, we promise we'll keep it to ourselves. No big deal, don't you worry. The floating flashlights, I love it. I love the reverse effect. The mirror is back together. And they mentioned, yeah, they aren't feeling good. Oh, slowly coming back to life. Can't just enjoy the invisibility powers. You gotta be scientific.